Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is a favourite of mine and definitely a favourite of yours, where I'll be creating a whole brand from scratch. Now if you've watched some of my YouTube videos before, you will know that I am always striving to push myself out of my comfort zone when designing, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Therefore, I'm going to be showing you my whole design process of me creating a furniture and homeware brand from scratch. So anything from furniture to beautiful home decor, I'll be designing the brand for. So if you're ready, make sure you hit that subscribe button, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and let's get on with the design. Okay, let's dive straight in. So normally before I start any designing with clients, I will get them to fill out a really in-depth questionnaire talking about their business, their brand values, their target audience, etc. So I can get to know them and their brand a little more. Once this is done, I then hop on a call with them so then I can get to know them as a person, get to know their business and really talk through some ideas. And this just gives me a better idea about their business. I will then start putting together a strategy document for their brand, which includes the vision of their branding through the mood board. Now the mood board is a really critical stage for me and the client because it sort of shows the vision of where this brand is heading, and once they've signed this off, it means I can get straight into the design stage. So hopefully I can show more of this process in the future, but for these videos I like to keep them nice and fun, so I do a little bit of strategy beforehand and then show you guys the design. So as I said at the start, I'm going to be designing a brand for a furniture and homeware business. So the target audience that I'm aiming for is around 22 to 45, someone that is sophisticated, loves a bit of luxury whilst having a fun side to it. So I can see the vision being very modern, very stylish, but with a little twist. As you guys know, I love putting twists on brand, and just something that's really enticing and away from the norm. So I had to think about what name I could call this business, and I've been wanting to use a fruit for a business name in ages, and I thought this was a really good opportunity to do so. So I have picked the word plum, which is obviously a fruit, but I did some research behind the name and it actually symbolizes hope, patience and remaining calm. And I thought this works so nicely with a homeware brand because you associate your house and your home as your happy and calm place. And I thought this would work really nicely with furniture and homeware because you can fill your house with all of these homely stuff and get that feeling through the furniture. So let's put a mood board together of the direction of the brand and gather my thoughts and exactly where I'm going to take this brand. So to do this, I use a mixture of things. I like to use Pinterest, Behance, Pexels and Unsplash to find a good source of imagery and see some different styles together. So once I've found all of my images and inspirations, I save them or I will drag them into Adobe Illustrator. I then use squares and the clipping mask to put my mood board together and show exactly what direction I want this branding to go in. So when putting a mood board together, I like to make sure I use the following things, which are photography, font styles, packaging, textures, and some sort of colour palette within this. Please excuse my hair if a bit sticks up throughout because I've got one bit of hair that is just in its own little world today. Anyway, let's look at the mood board that I've created. I am really liking the vision of this branding already. I've obviously included a lot of purples because the word association of plum. It is a nice plum colour. I think I want to go for more of like a lilac colour and then maybe introduce a darker colour to really make the plum stand out. And from this, I do want to go for a really nice sans serif typeface, kind of like the Trika, if that's how you pronounce it, in my mood board. I just really like how modern it looks against the furniture, and that's the sort of stylish modern vibe that I want to go for. So the next stage is finding the perfect typeface for my brand. Now once I have an idea from my mood board about the style of font that I want to go for, then I can make a decision whether I need to go out looking for fonts or if I have some in my existing fonts that I can choose from. So if I go looking for fonts, the main ones that I use are Envato Elements, which there is a link in my description if you want to check them out. They do fonts, mockups, photography, lots of different stuff, and to have all of these things in one place is really incredible. I also use Google Fonts, Adobe Fonts, and then Creative Market. So if I can't find what I'm looking for on Envato, I will head over to all of these to try and find the perfect font. So as I said, I definitely want to use a sans serif typeface. So I have picked 8, and now we're going to whittle them down. Okay, so let's start off with the first one, which is Geo Sans Nova. I have changed the tracking on this just to see what it would look like. So it is currently at 100. I really like the look of this one actually. I just want it to be nice and simple, nice and modern, so I can go in and tweak it and make something distinct out of it so that the audience can remember it. So I like this one, so I'm keeping it in. Next is Skier. Now this reminds me of like an old-fashioned font. So I don't know, it reminds me of something old. It's a little too, I don't know, the M looks a little bit weird. Obviously this can be changed, but I'm just not getting the vibe that I want, so I'm getting rid of it. Next is Wonderella Bold. Now I like this font, I love this P. I feel like I could definitely go in and tweak that to how I want. Love the thickness of this font. It is just in a bold. I think this may be from Envato. I always just download stuff when I see it and then forget where I've got it from, but I'm pretty sure this one is. I really like this, so I'm going to keep this one in. I feel like the kerning could be a little more wider, so I like that. Next is All Round Gothic. I love using this font. I love the M on this. It does remind me of a nice like plumbed through, so I do like that. Although I don't know if I'm actually liking the M now. I quite like the harsh lines on the ones above, so let's just get rid of it. When I don't get a good vibe, I take that as an instinct to remove, so go with your instinct, guys. Next is Bassaro. I don't know if I like this one. I chose it because I thought it looked quite nice. See what this looks like. I mean, this could work really nicely, actually. It is quite thick. I'm going to keep it in just in case. Next one is this beautiful one, which is Armada CPC Medium, and I am all about this one. I love the P. I feel like these stems on some of these letters could be a little longer. I feel like this could definitely come down a bit more. I feel like it's a bit squished at the moment, but I'm going to keep that in because I really, really like that one. I love the little arch on the P, so keep that one in. Next is Josephine Sans Semi Bold. I don't like the really straight M's. It reminds me of like devil horns, and we don't want that vibe on this one. I mean, it could be amended, but I'm taking that as a sign, so it is gone. And then Urbane, I don't know. Let's have a look at the tracking for this one. Let's change this to 400. I'm just feeling that it's like pretty plain. I don't know, I'm not feeling it. I feel like I've got a good 4 fonts at the moment. So now we're going to go through and eliminate 3 of them so I can pick my final one. First one, Geo Sans. Looking at them against the other ones, I feel like it's not as strong now, so I'm getting rid of. I'm brutal with these. Next is Wonderella Bold. I have an attachment with this one. This one and the bottom one, I'm having an attachment. So I'm taking it as a sign to get rid of this one. Let me know what decision you would make. I really like this bottom one. I feel like these two could maybe mix. I really love that like little arch on the P. I feel like that makes it really, really nice. Creates a really nice soft and calming feeling. Taking it back to the symbolism of plum. I think I might go with the first one. I don't know why, I'm getting like this really nice feeling, and that I can incorporate the really nice arch onto the P that's missing right now. I'm just gonna run with it and see what happens. You guys know what I'm like. We're here for the process, and I'm just gonna run with it. So I'm gonna save the font to the side. I always make sure you do this, because if you outline your text, it can be so hard to actually go back and find the font that you were using. So duplicate it before you outline it. So next is me turning this into a memorable and distinct brand. So I'm gonna go in and make a few changes, do some tweaks, and hopefully have a logo. So I have just made the tweak to the logo and I am a little bit obsessed with this logo type. I've added in a really nice little wave. I feel like I'm addicted to waves and just really nice curves. But in this, it looks so beautiful, and just adding that slight tweak can make all of the difference. Now, doing something minimal may seem really easy, but it's actually really hard to do because you have to get it spot on and tweak something so slightly just to make it distinct and stand out. Now, I feel like I have done pretty well with this one and I'm really liking the look of it. I feel like this nice little wave or add on to a letter can be used throughout this whole brand on typography and even in the brand pattern. So I'm gonna run with this idea and hopefully it turns out good. So the next stage now for me is gonna be coming up with an alternative logo, so maybe this in a different layout, and then coming up with the logo mark as well. So something that maybe is just the P or the nice wave. I'm not sure what yet, but we will see. Okay, so I'm actually so pleased with these. I've created the main logo, the secondary logo, and then a really nice sort of icon logo which includes the P, and it makes a really nice icon and I'm feeling it, I'm not gonna lie. I always like to design in black and white first, just so I know that my logo is readable, scalable, and is able to be used in black and white if ever needed in it. I'm now gonna move on to adding some color. I kind of like this in black, so I'm not sure whether it might look nice with the lilac purple with it, just like in the floor logo. I do really like that, and I'm gonna see how it looks. And this is probably my favorite stage when designing the branding, finding the perfect color for your logo. So when I work with clients, I will come up with a mood board and color palette beforehand. So in the brand strategy presentation, I will give them a few colors that I think will work well for the direction of the branding. I do mention to them though that the colors may vary a little from what I've chosen, because obviously as you start designing it, you might find another color that works so much better than what you've given them. So I have added in the most beautiful colour palette. We've gone for a sort of lilac vibrant purple, which suits the word plum really nicely. Sticking to the maximum of 3 colours for this brand is going to work really nicely. It creates a really nice distinct colour palette and it is really memorable for that brand. So I think these work really nicely, and I'm so glad I decided to run with the black against the purple because it looks awesome. I've done a little pattern. I'm not sure on it because it does look like the letter R with the P's together, so I might have a play around with that, but then I do kind of like it. It makes it look really like stylish and quite modern, so I might just leave it. So the next stage now for me, if you watch my videos, I go on to Pexels and Unsplash. I'm going to find some really nice imagery to go with the branding. So I'm going to find some nice home decor, some nice furniture, and just really set the scene for this brand. that's just me taking a second to appreciate the beautiful design that I have just designed. I am so proud that I've been able to create this branding, and it actually turned out really, really well. I love the use of the curvature. It creates a really nice, warm, soft, calming feeling, and then it works really nicely against the quite vibrant purple. And I'm all about this colour palette, by the way. I think it works really, really nicely. Sometimes some businesses can go over the top with doing so many different colour palettes that it doesn't become distinct to them. So I quite like using a minimal colour palette. So as you can see, it is purples, blacks. That's what we've gone for, and it works and it is memorable. Next, probably what I'm going to do is come up with some visuals for Instagram and the socials. Or what I would normally do is give the client a visual of potentially what their socials could look like with this branding. And then I might delve into some stationery, so maybe creating a thank you card. So once you receive your furniture or homeware, you receive a nice little thank you card. And then I'll try and think of something else that would work well with a homeware and furniture brand, stationery wise. I'm trying to think what I receive in the post when I receive brands. Maybe I'll do some research and try and find some really nice mock-ups on Envato Elements. Okay, how gorgeous are these mock-ups? It honestly blows my mind each time, and this is why I love doing passion projects, because you're not restricted to bringing brands to life through stationery and products. You don't have to actually get stuff printed and then take the photography. You literally go into Photoshop, change the image, and you've got your mock-up and the brand looks insane. So I am gonna finish this video off by showcasing this whole brand as one. So let me introduce you to Plum. So that is the video and design process done. I think it would be so cool if I was actually able to create a brand from scratch, do all the design for it, and then actually bring it to life and it be my own brand, because I know that I would just go all out with the branding. I thought as well with this brand, it would be really nice to include like a really cute little plum, and that can be like maybe like the mascot for this company, and then it can be included within the packaging and the boxes that the customers get, just to add another little addition and something that is memorable. And then maybe the customers would keep that little plum teddy within their house and be reminded by that constantly. Little things like that can really help. It's not just branding that can help, it's obviously everything else that goes involved when you're creating a brand. So if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll be back with some more design content soon.